funny how when we read scripture, tithes and offerings is food. We supposed to, 10% of all of our first fruits, 10% of all our first fruits supposed to go in the storehouse of God so that God can have food inside of his house, right? Funny how the pastors and the preachers, they want to, brainwash and condition and mold people into thinking that tithes and offering is money. They don't rob people. Now listen here. See, people would have had food and food banks and everything would have been set up if they didn't deceive people into thinking that tithes and offering was food. We would have had canned goods and beans and meats and everything up at our Father's house. You get what I'm saying? But you see how the pastors and the false prophets and the preachers and the deacons and the first ladies, they tell half of the truth and they steal the money. They take your money. They pocket your money.
This is why Jesus overturned.
And exactly, my mother's over here saying this is why God said y'all done turn God's house into a den of thieves. Because I just said it. They stealing people money. They taking people money. Tithes and offering was never supposed to be you putting no money inside of no damn basket or bucket. It's supposed to you bring in 10% of your first fruits to your Father's house so he can have food in his house to eat for the times we living in like this. And let me tell you something. It's not just their fault. For my people die from a lack of knowledge. He says, seek and ye shall find, knock on the door shall be open. So we're not going to put all of this on the pastors, the preachers, the deacons, the first ladies, and all of them like that, the bishops. We was not reading that word. Nobody was seeking God.
We were supposed to have...
you get what I'm saying? Then the famines in the land would have been taken care of.
Supposed to have a home inside his house.
You get what I'm saying?
Preach, baby.
Tithes and offerings. Nobody was reading that word to go see. Your first 10% of your first fruits go in your Father's house. I didn't always know. You get what I'm saying? I didn't always know these things. But I'm saying, like, they damn shame ain't when we go to church every Sunday and things like that, they damn sure wasn't telling it when they wanted to crack open the Bible and pull out a scripture or two that they wanted to read to preach their sermons and shit like that, they little rituals and things like that. They wasn't saying that. They didn't go over that. But they was stealing and they was taking. And for the people who, you do your tithes and offices and everything like that, you'll be taken care of. You'll be covered. God will make sure that you good. You did your part. You get what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people, who was deceived, yo. That's crazy. Because since we're on the topic of EBT and food. Again, I didn't always know these things. But in the times we were living in, we would have had community banks and community food and things like that. Yo, they so fucked up. We had a Black Wall Street, though. We had a community. We had a Black Wall Street. We had what is it down here, mama? Lake Lanier was a black town. A black town or whatever like that. A black community. Huh? Central Park in New York. My mama said Central Park in New York. All type of places, you get what I'm saying, that was black, where we was trading and handing off goods and, helping one another, make sure that we was straight and we was fed and we had the things that we needed. Huh? Tulsa, Oklahoma, my mom said. Burnt everything down. They didn't give a damn, setting us up for destruction. Like, when once we steal and rob everything that we want from y'all, like they did since the beginning of motherfucking time, colonizing and coming and taking and stealing our gold, our oil, our goods, our food, our crops and everything, doing what they've been doing. Soon as they milk us dry, take everything that want, take our money and tithes and offerings and go on and go try to escape and leave us in the destruction. Leave us to have to fend for ourselves. But we got an army that stepped behind us. God and his army, his holy heavenly host, they step behind us. That's the goal. Creating bunkers and shit like that. Not wanting nobody to know about Arkansas and Atlantis and what is it, Area 51 and shit like that, trying to close certain shit off to the rest of the people so that we can't escape. Guess what? Your ass can escape either. God prophesied you're gonna try to fly up and flee up into the mountains and them shit's gonna collapse on you. Antarctica, you gonna go try to run it high after you sat there and you done deceived all of these people and all of these nations, all of these states you done robbed. Then God said though, your enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. Then they do that, burning, looting, destroying, Lake Lanier, the Black Wall Street, destroying, stealing, murdering. Then they do all, your enemy come to seek, steal, kill, and destroy. And haven't they done it? They did it all. They did it all. They did it all. Be vigilant, God said. Stay ready in and out of season. A wise woman, she built her house on a good foundation. A foolish woman, she destroys her house with her own hands. Proverbs 31 woman says she looked to the future and she laughed. She laughed at the future. She ain't worried. Because she knows she built her household on a rock. Like, it's like people say these things like, oh, for me and my household going to worship the Lord. They say it because it sound cute. It sound good. But they really don't even know what they saying. And they really don't even know how to do that. They don't even have the wisdom and the knowledge to even know how to bring their house up on the foundations of the Lord. They don't even know what it is. It just sound good. Things that people say. Because they didn't really seek. They didn't really find. Oh my God. Sacrifice. When you follow the Lord, that narrow way, everything can't fit. It's so narrow. It's so tight. Everything can't fit. All of them ways, them belief systems, that old Egypt mindset, the way you used to think things, how you used to live, the things that you used to buy, you can't take all of that with you. And some people you ain't taking them with you either when you choose God. Because while you getting purged and all God melting all of them ways and belief systems and mindsets and stuff like that off of you and ways of living and stuff like that you be trying to bring people with you and they be carrying that shit on them and they don't want to give it up. They don't want to let it go. They want to keep on and keep on and it just can't fit. So yeah, that's true. Everybody not going where you going. Everybody can't go. It ain't no hard feelings, ain't no love lost. They just not willing to make those kind of sacrifices. But listen to me when I tell you. This shit is crazy. That's why I kept talking, saying a great deception, a gross darkness. Darkness is a great deception. It's a big illusion. It's mass fucking witchcraft. For our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against, demonic dark principalities in high-ranking places. And you can't de-weaponize and dismantle that kind of strong man without the wisdom of God. Without the knowledge of God. You can't dismantle and overturn something like that. And it's spiritual. For our battle is not physical, it's spiritual. And you think you can go in the battlefield leaning on your own understanding, trying to dismantle something like that? You's a fool. Thinking you could do it out God and his wisdom and his instruction, his strategy, his tact of how to dismantle the strong man, the Pharaoh, the one that got you in bondage. In a spiritual kind of way. When you blind and you deaf, you can't hear. You out there swinging at the motherfucking windmilling. My God, Lord have mercy. Paul said, if you're going to go out there in the field and you're going to fight, make sure you know your target and your punches is landing. I'm out.